right, good Monday evening, everyone. Weather for Weather Geeks is back after a long layoff. I had a few days off last week, but we're back at it this evening, and boy, it's going to be a busy weather week. We're heading into a period that's going to be much more typical of March, a transitional season. It's going to be chilly at times. It's going to be warm at other times. Even some thunderstorms to contend with out there this evening. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. First things first, boy, it warmed up today. 65 down at the airport, I should say, but we had 69 degrees here at our studios in downtown Youngstown. 73 in Pittsburgh, 74 in New Philly. I used to live over in central PA and hated days like this. The stratus clouds hung tough all day today. Du Bois stayed in the 40s, State College in Altoona. Same idea. And even in our viewing area, there was a gradient today. It didn't get out of the 50s in parts of Mercer County with the cold wedge over there. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the thunderstorm situation this evening because the information will be outdated pretty quickly by the time a lot of you are watching this. But when I recorded this at 7:22, as expected, these storms were undergoing some degree of weakening. And you can tell that by the lightning plot. When you see some of these lightning bolts that are grayed out, that means those are old lightning strikes. There's not as many new lightning strikes, but there is some, and most importantly, a fair chunk of these are of the positive variety. And if you remember from the last couple of severe weather seasons, I talk about this a lot, that positive lightning strikes are more dangerous than negative strikes. They tend to have a higher voltage, they tend to strike more people, and right now we're picking up a decent percentage of positive strikes compared to negative strikes out towards the I-77 corridor, Canton down towards New Philly. So that was the radar situation as of 7:22. This system did produce a tornado earlier on today. This was an EF1 confirmed by the National Weather Service in Wilmington. Tornado was northwest of Dayton around the Phillipsburg, Ohio area. Barn destroyed. We had a roof blown off a barn. Others missing siding. So a EF1 tornado in the southwest part of Ohio earlier on. This is part of a system that's bringing some heavy thunderstorms to many areas in Ohio and West Virginia, even down into Virginia and North Carolina this evening. Back here closer to home, the heart of this is going to move through between, say, 8 to 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock from west to east. This will transition just into light rain overnight. The threat for heavy rain won't last all that long. And again, overall, these are weakening, so we're not expecting severe weather here locally, but sir, you could hear some thunder, see some lightning. We're going to hang on to the light rain or drizzle into tomorrow morning. I think we'll sound the all clear by mid-morning. May take quite a while for the clouds to clear tomorrow. It may take until the early afternoon before we see much in the way of sun trying to work in for our Tuesday. So a cloudy start to the day, some breaks of sun afternoon. We'll try to get back into the 60s tomorrow. Lower 60s seems pretty likely. In the meantime, there's going to be another front approaching from the west, and this could produce some severe weather tomorrow across parts of the Midwest and parts of the Ohio Valley. As it rolls through here tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, no severe weather threat, probably no thunder, but there could be a couple of showers around. Those will clear, and I think we'll see a faster clearing on Wednesday. As a result, a warmer day, a sunnier day with a gusty breeze. Notice our wind particles here moving at a pretty good clip Wednesday, so a breezy and warm afternoon on Wednesday. The pattern's going to change at the end of this week heading into the weekend, and it will start with this next front, which will dumbbell down during Thursday night into Friday and knock our temperatures back. And ahead of that front, there could be a couple of additional showers Thursday into Thursday night. The area that is most prone to severe weather, it looks like tomorrow, will be parts of Illinois, Indiana, maybe western Ohio. Again, they're in the slight risk. Generally, that means there'll be scattered severe storms in slight risk areas. Typically, not always, but typically, those storms are fairly short-lived and not necessarily a huge, widespread event. But it's something that is worth watching. Notice we get into central Ohio and we're into the low risk of severe weather during the day tomorrow. In eastern Ohio, it'd be tomorrow night if we had any thunder, and that's not looking too likely to me at all. All right, so let's look beyond the next couple of days and take a look at the weekend. First of all, on Friday, our front's going to sag through Thursday into Thursday night, some showers. GFS here on Friday would suggest there might be a few snowflakes around on Friday. Not buying that at this point, but there could be a rain shower here and there on Friday. And then the weekend is going to be not much to write home about, at least to start. Saturday looks like a benign day. Maybe a shower. We got a low 20% chance in our forecast. Sunday's a little more interesting. Now, the latest run of the GFS suggests that there's no storm along the East Coast. Other modeling, including the previous run of the GFS, suggests that there might be a decent storm somewhere near the East Coast that could bring interior New England some decent snows. I think what happens here is no big deal, but you could see a few wet snowflakes on Sunday. Temperatures might struggle to get into the lower 40s on Sunday, so stay tuned on that. And then next week looks to start out on a cool note. Notice the 16-day trend here. Don't focus on the individual numbers. They won't be exactly right. But notice the trend here. It's definitely down as we head towards the end of the week and into the weekend. And the coolest day is probably Monday. We might not get above 40 on Monday. And then we should start to see a milder pattern starting to take shape again as we roll into the final week of March. Here's a look at the North American continent. Temperature anomalies up at about 5,000 feet, but they're typically representative of what goes on down here at the ground. So here's the weekend, chilly weather, plains, Midwest, into the east, and the cooler than average temperatures probably stick around into the first half of next week. But once we get past midweek and towards the last full week of March, here's the 24th, next Thursday, notice the milder air is likely to start returning to the eastern U.S. So this cool down is going to be fairly short-lived. It's going to last maybe 4 or 5 days, and it's not going to be super cold. It's just kind of back to average or maybe just a little below average for late this week, this weekend, and early on next week. All right, stay tuned on social media this evening. I'll be posting frequently as these thunderstorms roll through. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock, and if you're an early riser, check out Jess's Forecast on air and online. I always do a blog post by mid-morning on ericwfmj.com in the mornings, kind of bringing you up to speed on what you can expect for that day and beyond, so be sure to check that out. All right, have a great Monday night.